Today we will learn about programming languages. Human beings are the most advanced species on earth. Our success as human beings is because of our ability to communicate and share information. But that's where the concept of language comes in. Language is one of the most diverse and complex parts of the human race, considering a total of 6,500 plus languages that exist. Languages can be used both in written and spoken form. The simplest form of human-to-human interaction is possible only with the help of language that people understand. You are sitting in your class and your teacher is giving you instructions like how to sit orderly in the class and not to talk to your friends during the class. You can easily understand these instructions because your teacher is using a language that you understand. Similarly, if you want to give instructions to a computer on how to take input, process input and present the output on a monitor, you need to give these instructions to the computer in a language that a computer understands. A user feeds instruction into the memory of a computer using a language that a computer understands. These instructions are bundled together in a program. In simple terms, a program consists of instructions that are written using a specific programming language. Students note, a software consists of multiple programs and programs consists of multiple instructions. Just like we humans use different languages to give instructions to each other, similarly we can use different programming languages to write instructions for a computer program. Okay, first, let us talk about programming. Programming is the process of creating a set of instructions that tells a computer how to input, process and output data. For creating a program, we need to learn a programming language. Different programming languages are widely used for creating programs. Some popular programming languages are listed below. Students know the knowledge point. Barney Stroustrup is the creator of C++, a popular programming language. He developed C++ at and T Bell Labs. Benefits of learning programming. Programming develops logical thinking. Programming demands solving complex problems. In programming, we learn how to divide a complex problem into small units and how these smaller problems can be solved. This approach helps us in development of logical abilities. Enhances creativity. Programming is all about creating something new from scratch. This involves creative thinking. Promotes analytical thinking. The first step towards solving a problem is to analyze it. The fundamental purpose of programming is to understand complex problems and to create easy solutions to solve them. This requires a complete analysis of the problem in hand. Resilience. Programming involves writing, testing, and executing the code. All this promotes resilience among students, which further helps them in facing new challenges with confidence. Types of programming languages. Now we know what programming is and how useful it is. Let's dwell on the different types of programming languages used for writing programs. Following are the different types of languages. Machine language. A computer is an electronic device and it can only understand electronic signals. A computer translates everything into zeros and ones, where zero means off. This is to signify a stage where the current is not flowing in the computer electronic circuits. The other stage is the on stage, represented by the value 1. This means that the current is flowing within the computer circuit. In machine language, all the instructions are written in zeros and ones form. A computer can directly process the instruction written in the machine language. Machine language is also called a lower level language. Assembly languages. An assembly language is a lower level language used for a particular kind of processors. This means that programs written in assembly language can run on a specific computer and not on every computer. Assembly language programs make use of mnemonics in place of zeros and ones. These mnemonics are abbreviations used for performing tasks. For example, if you want the computer to subtract two numbers, the mnemonics used for performing this task would be sub. These mnemonics were easy to remember than machine code. Higher level languages. Higher level languages are user-friendly. This is the main reason why almost all the modern programming languages follow the standards of higher level languages. The syntax of higher level language is similar to our English language. The syntax of higher languages is far easier and simpler as compared to its predecessors, assembly and machine language. The computer, although cannot understand this language directly, all the modern computers need a translator to convert a higher language code to machine language code. Okay, students, now we will talk about history and development of programming languages. Throughout history, a lot of developments have taken place in the field of programming. Computer engineers and scientists have worked hard to programming paradigm that is easy and effective. Let's now discuss various generations of programming languages. The following figure shows the different development stages of programming languages. Hardware. Charles Babbage, who is also known as the father of computer, developed the first mechanical computer in the early 19th century. At that time, computer was only a mechanical device with some gears and levers. There was no operating systems and there were no apps. First generation language. The first electronic computer was ENIAC. It was designed to solve complex numerical problems. EDVAC was a computer that used electricity. It was the computer for which a program was written in machine language. So the machine languages come under the category of first generation of programming languages. Second generation languages. The first generation language, machine language, was complex. Writing programs using the first generation language was a time-taking task. To overcome this, the computer engineers and scientists developed a language that used abbreviations, mnemonics. Assembly language is converted into executable machine code by a utility program referred to as an assembler, like NASP, MASP, etc. Third generation languages. The third generation language is a part of higher level languages. The first most popular third generation programming language was Fortran. The syntax of the fourth generation language is comparatively easy and simple as compared to its previous generations of languages. The fourth generation languages need a compiler or an interpreter to convert the programming code into machine language. These languages are widely used for app development and website development. Fourth generation languages. Fourth generation languages are associated with databases and data processing. It helps in the development of efficient business-oriented apps. Most of the fourth generation languages are based on the structured query language SQL. These languages can also be used with the third generation programming languages. Fifth generation languages. The fifth generation languages are meant to solve the problem automatically. For solving any problem, it will search for an algorithm and execute the algorithm automatically to solve that problem. Okay, students, let us understand the compiler and interpreter. Imagine you are sitting in your class and your teacher gives you instructions in some other language, which you don't understand at all. In this case, you need someone who can translate for you what your teacher is saying. Although computer programming has come a long way, still computers do not understand higher level languages directly. They need programs like compiler and interpreters to convert the code written in these languages into machine language. Compiler. A compiler is a computer program that translates programming code written in a high-level languages into machine language. A compiler is language specific. It means that most of the higher-level language have their dedicated compiler. For example, if you are writing a program in C++, then you need a C++ compiler to convert the C++ code into machine language. A compiler scans the whole code and converts the code in one go. Interpreter. An interpreter is a computer program that translates programming code written in a higher level language into machine language. Like compiler, the interpreter is also language specific. It means that most of the higher level languages have their dedicated interpreter. For example, if you are writing a program in Ruby, then you need its interpreter. An interpreter scans the programming code line by line. Let's quickly have a look on chapter review. A program consists of instructions that are written using a specific programming language. A software consists of multiple programs, and programs consists of multiple instructions. Programming is the process of creating a set of instructions that tells a computer how to input, process and output data. An assembly language is a lower level language used for a particular kind of processors. A computer can directly process the instruction written in the machine language. The first, most popular third generation programming language was Fortran. Fourth generation languages are based on the structured query language SQL. A compiler is a computer program that translates programming code written in a higher level language into a machine language.